You're welcome to the final part of our beautiful open toe design, and of course today we are going to fully last and then go into bottoming it. If you haven't watched the previous part, I suggest you go check our YouTube channel and then watch the complete session. I want you to sit back and I'm gonna be right back. Last, I've taught us severally, for those who have been following my live session, I taught intensely on how to locate the points. Please go check the live playlist on this channel and see those ones you can actually check. Now I actually used this particular insole for a particular design before, which has an opening here, so I'm going to still be using it. Now I'm going to mark it all over again. I'm going to still be using the same spots I used then. I'm still going to be using the same thing. I'm going to be putting this here and I'm going to be putting this here. So let's see what it looks like in front. If you look at it, you find out that this side looks like it's up and this is down. So it means you have to adjust this a bit. You have to adjust this a bit. You can see what we have. So at this point, I will mark this part. Now this other part, we might have to do some little adjustments to here. So I'm going to begin to open them up. The reason I'm doing this is for it to stay perfectly well. When you do this, it does not allow your design to open up anyhow. Now you have to be careful so that you don't so that's that part. So this is going to be here. Sure you can see that. See that? So I'm going to try to use my glue to hold this down. I hope it comes out okay. So you can see what I have. I want to push it forward a bit. I'm pushing it forward because I want it to be a bit wide. So we'll come to the lower part now. So you want to actually be careful at the back. Now let me show you something. Look at where this is and look at where this is. You find out that this one came out more than this one. On the normal circumstances, when you're actually creating your design, you want to ensure that this outer part comes out more, or they are actually outrightly at the same spot. So if this is what you are using, you have to adjust this a bit forward. That is the option you have. So that at the end of the day, they will either be at the same spot or this side will come out more because it's the outer part. So from what I have here, it means we are doing this. We are also doing this. So please let me know in the comment section, why do you think I am doing all of this? Why is this necessary? So let's go. So you want to trim off part of this. Trim this off as well. Can you see what we finally have? So I intend to actually add like an accessory here. You can add the accessory before you start. I mean before you line it. This is going to be here. Wow. Are you feeling it? So I'm just going to leave this like this way. You want to ensure that when somebody is looking at it this way, they are still seeing the same thing. So it's important that the person facing, when you are looking from the front this way, that's the correct way to position, you understand, your accessory. So the person facing you in front this way should be the person reading, rigging it correctly, and not you when you're wearing it. So I'm going to just I'll just mark. I don't want it to be too much to the front or too much to the back. So here and here. So we can decide to use the same ripper. We can also use this. you might decide to actually, where is it going now? You can actually decide to put that prior to, I'm not supposed to remove that nylon yet, so just to keep it. So right inside it, I'm gonna allow it to go meet themselves, and then you can see. So all of these scales, I'm going to, you know, allow them to do whatever they want to do. Of course, definitely, you cannot overemphasize the fact that you may not be able to market such, except it's in agreement with the person you are selling to, that this is what I notice and this is what I observe, and the person is like, okay, it's all right, it looks more like you decorated it at the edge and a lot of that. So it's not even like it's easy to remove. So you can see what I have. So where's my soap? Finish our lasting process. When you want to bottom, especially when you want to use this kind of adhesive, most times you see it splitting all around, your finished work. So make sure you place it gently this way. Please don't forget, this is a kind of insole that I've used before. I'm reusing it again. I've used this old insole and outer sole before. I'm just reusing it. So I am going to just go ahead and mark this part just to know where to stop my adhesive when I'm applying it. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. I'm going to come to this place and do the same thing. So with that, I will be able to avoid adhesive being all around my footwear. In short, you can do the same thing on your, what did they call it, insole as well. You understand? So that you know where to stop. So it will not be littering everywhere by the time you apply your adhesive on it. I'm going to go ahead and apply my adhesive. And of course, before I do that, I'm going to first of all try to place the same position on the other leg so that we can have the same position there. So this is supposed to be here. This one, I'm also going to work on this so that it can be here. Come to this side. I think this is still intact. Then this one, I'm going to use this part. So I'm going to open up all those sides so that I can be able to use it for this. I'm going to also open this, and then I'm going to be able to use it for this. I hope you understand that. Last to bottom rather. Can you see the way it's closing neatly? It's because of that opening that I created here. That is the advantage of the opening. Can you see it closing neatly? Can you see it closing appropriately? That is the advantage. That is the major advantage.